And this is the setup video of our workflow number 3, Google Maps Business Finder, which you can use to find automatically businesses that you can pitch your services completely for free using free tools. Let's start and see how you can build it. First, we have a form submission, which you can get from here. Just say n8n form, click it, and it's a trigger, new form event. And how you have to fill it, it's authentication is none, form title is business scraper, form description is fill your request, and form elements. For first element, we have text, just name is business type, placeholders, I put some examples that you can see, cleaning company, accountants, and etc. All of them are required fields. After that, we need a location. Element type is text again placeholder, I'm just giving some examples, required field. And here from add form element, add one another field with this limit searches. So how many searches we want our scraper to make. Scraper means summation that searches internet. Element type, it's a number, and placeholder is 100, it's a required field. And here, respond when the form is submitted, and from the options, I just turned off the append n8n attribution, and that's it. Let's run this form. Okay, type, let's say cleaning, let's say London, and limit searches to 1, submit it. And as you can see, here, straight away, we can see our answers. Let's pin this. When you click this, you can just P, and it's gonna pin the data. After that, we have an AI agent. Just come here and write AI agent. And for chat model, we are using Mistral Medium Latest. This is completely free model. How you can get Mistral API key, you can see in the first video that I'm showing. And after that, the query creator, what is this? So here, we just click define below. And for the prompt, for the user message, we are just dragging and dropping the choices of the user from the form. So we click expression, and then business type. And here on the business type, you just drag and drop business type. For location, you just drag and drop location from the left side. For limit, just drag and drop limit searches. And that's it. After that, go to the options, just click add options, system message. And in the system message, what we have, you're a helpful assistant. Your task is to turn user requests for business search into Google searchable format. As this is the format that we want, it's an array with different items, query 1, query 2, query 3. And this is the format. User will choose a business and city, and you have to create, and we are mapping here the number of searches. Have to create. So in this case, 1 variation of it. If it's more than 1, it's going to be 2 variations of it. And that's it. And what it does is, in this format that I showed you, it's going to create a search request for Google. Let's run it once and see what it's going to create. Sometimes Mistral Medium can go like this, and sometimes it gives errors and says that the limit has reached, but most of the times it's going to work. This is the risk of the free models. So on the query, we can see that we have a query, commercial cleaning services, London. And that's it. And what we are doing here is we are just putting the let's pin this. And then what we are in edit fields, you can just write set and get edit fields. And then we just add a field, let's say output, and on the value, we just drag and drop this one. And then in order to remove this JSON from the beginning and these dots, we have to use this expression. So we write dot, replace this one. And as you can see here, when we say replace, we have to choose the pattern that we have to replace and write it into these single quotation marks. So the pattern we want to replace is JSON. So we're gonna just straight away copy this part and paste it here. We want to replace it with, so we're gonna put comma, and again with quotation marks, how we want to replace it. If we put spaces here, it's gonna replace it with spaces. You can see here. When I delete, it's not gonna do anything. We can replace it with big. You can see it's gonna replace this. Whenever it finds these letters and symbols, it's gonna replace it with the thing between these single quotation marks. And that's it. And if we want to replace one more thing, we're gonna just click dot again and replace again. And then we're gonna replace the second part, which is this one, the dots in the end. And that's it. Here you can see these. And then when we execute the step, we're gonna have a single item, which is query commercial cleaning services London. So what we have here, it's Google Drive. Let's go to Drive, and here we're gonna use copy file. And then what we're gonna do is, first, before using this node, we have to go and create one file, which is gonna be with an empty sheet with these drop-down menus and everything. I'm gonna include it in the description so you can download it. And when you got this sheet, it's gonna just copy the sheet. And for file name of the new sheet, it's gonna use our query. So what we're gonna use here, it's on form submission. So we are mapping from here, item JSON business type. And then from business type, we're gonna replace the empty spaces. And then after that, we're gonna map again the location. So business type cleaning, location London, and today's date. So now format day, month, year. This will ensure that every time when we make a new search, it's gonna create a new sheet with today's date and our search query and place. and it's going to copy it in the same folder. That's it. You are choosing the file from here. When you have this file into your Google Drive, you have to choose your Google Drive account from here and just copy in the same folder, and that's it. And when you run the node, it's going to copy the file in the same folder with the new name. And what this code in JavaScript does, I cannot write this. So the thing that this JavaScript code does is I said to ChatGPT, this is our output. So I've showed this is our output. I want it to be clean item, which says commercial cleaning services London. So just to get the query from the item and merge them. So when we run the merge node, what it's going to do is it's going to copy the file, it's going to get the query, and it's going to combine them. So here on the output of this merge node, merge block, we're going to have the output of this block and output of this block. So let's execute the step. This has copied the item, and we have the item and the name of the item now. And this has given us query commercial cleaning services London as an item, exactly as we wanted it. So here in the merge node, you can get it from here, merge, and we choose combine, all possible combinations, and that's it. And look, the output of merge node is the output of this, so query commercial cleaning London, plus the output fields of this block. You can see query and the outputs of the other one. So why we are merging them? Because this query creator is going to create hundreds sometimes, or let's say 50 queries. Then we have to merge them. And then we are limiting here on one search only. So we can start feeding only one search. And then what we are doing here is we are using the loop node. You can come here and write loop, and batch size is 1. So what it does is whatever we got like an input, it goes, finishes the loop, and then takes the second item, goes and finishes the loop, takes the third item. So this way we are not feeding all of the items at once, but one by one. And after that, when we run it, it goes and gives the query and the ID. The most important things are the query for us and the ID of the Google Sheet. Because in the sub workflow, which is doing the hard job to search and enrich them, we're going to use the ID of the Google Sheet so we can know in which Google Sheet to save the leads, and the query in order to search it in Google. And this is execute a sub. So here, execute sub workflow, and which sub workflow we are executing. We have two fields here on workflow inputs. These workflow inputs are going to appear here only if you have them in your sub workflow. So your sub workflow has to start with when executed by another workflow, and here you have to add fields and just say query, which we're going to use, and the sheet ID, which we're going to use. So from the previous workflow, from this one, we're going to feed this sub workflow with the query and the Google Sheet ID. And here we say run once for each item, and we say wait for sub workflow completion, because we don't want all of them to go together, because sometimes, for example, it finds hundreds of leads, and in meantime, one of the workflows is deleting some row and the other one is writing the same row, and it makes mistakes. And then when we run this, this is going to then search all of the leads and save them and enrich them. Enriching means just it's going to get their emails and write everything about their company and save them into this Google Sheet. And after that, it's going to wait between executions, come, and when the loop has finished, so all of the searches has finished, you're going to come here and use Gmail, send message. And here on the send message, you're going to choose our account, send to ourselves. We're going to use our email, and subject is just new outreach list. And I'm getting this name from the limit node here. So the name Google Sheet, we can just drag and drop it here on the limit, and email type HTML, and message here expression again. Here is your outreach list, and this is the URL how you have to use it. So docs.google.com spreadsheet/d/, and this edit so D and A, we have to drag and drop. We can just delete this and drag and drop the ID here, and that's it. Then this will ensure that this link, when we click it, it's gonna open the Google Sheet that has been created. And here on the options, add option, append n8n attribution, just turn it off. And for sender name, your client finder. And that's it. These are optional. And this is the main workflow that is running from the form, creating the queries. And after that, it goes, runs the sub workflow, which is this big workflow. Now I'm going to go step by step this one as well. And when it goes through it, it sends us an email when all of the leads are ready, and we can go and check them. Okay, let's go now. And if you don't want to limit to 1, because this was for the testing purposes, you can just remove this limit node, or you can just change this max items. But why I'm using this limit node? Because on the form submission, when I say 1, even if the query generator creates more than 1, we're going to pass only 1 item. That's it. Okay, and let's go and build our main thing, the sub workflow. Here on this workflow, you just have to have the Mistral API key, which you can see from the first video how to get, your Google APIs that I'm going to give a link to a video here. You can click and watch how to get. And here is Google API as well. Okay, before running this workflow, here, let's stop this one. Let's save it. So when we run this workflow, you're going to run it once. And it's going to straight away send these to this workflow. How we can see what it does send here on the executions. You can see the latest execution. And when you click copy to editor, it's going to copy all of the data that has been sent. And when we open this, you're going to see commercial cleaning services London. What we have sent here, commercial cleaning services London. And the ID is 1KFO. Okay. And now we can start building our main automation. What we need now, we're going to start with edit fields. What we're going to do, just click the plus, set edit fields, and that's connected. On the edit field, just say query and drag and drop the query, and sheet ID, drag and drop the sheet ID. And this next page, I can delete it. I forgot it. Okay. And now, why we're doing this? Because we want to save every time when some data is coming to a workflow, we want to clean it and just save it in the beginning of the workflow. We have our query and we have our sheet ID. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to use Google Maps, Google APIs, Maps API Place text search. How you can use this? And one thing that you will need to use this service is going to be, you have to go to Google Cloud Console. So let's go to Google Cloud Console. So go to console.cloud.google.com, and on your project that you have already, in order to use Google Sheets and Google Maps, you have to go to APIs and services again. And then you have to go to credentials. Then we have to create an API key. But first, let's go and turn on the APIs. What we have to turn on, it's this Places API. So when you come to here, you can, on the search bar, you can say Places API, not the new one, old one, because new one wasn't working, the old one. You can click Places API, and here you're going to see Enable, just click Enable. And when you click Enable, it's going to want you to put your card details, but don't worry, it's not going to charge you any money. This is just for their checks. Until now, I haven't got charged anything from this Places API, so I'm using it completely for free. There are some limitations that you can see on the documentation or their limits, but when you enable it, just put your card details, and after that, you have to go here, and either from here, create an API key, or you can click this from the workflow here when you download it. So if you want, you can use it on Google Maps platform. Go to keys and credentials, and you can create here a Google Maps credential, or where I showed you, just here, just click create API key, just name it whatever you want. Application restrictions, just click none, do not restrict key, and create. And then this will be your API key that you're going to use. I'm going to use it now, and after that, I'm going to delete it, so no one can use it after that. You have to just copy it to the copy and paste it on somewhere safe, and then have API key 2. Now, how are we going to do that? Here, the plus button, HTTP request, and then here you can copy everything. So on the method, it's get, URL, it's https maps.googleaps.com.maps API place text search JSON. You can copy this. And then here on authentication, just click generic type, query auth, and then here you have to come and create new credential. And then on name, you have to write key, and on value, you have to API key. And just rename it to say test n8n API. Save it. Okay. And here you have to choose send parameters using the fields below. Then query parameters, name query, and here on the value, click expression and drag and drop the query from edit fields. No headers, no body. And on the options, have to come and click redirects, follow redirects 21 times. That's it. This is HTTP request. And what it's going to do, it's going to search Google Maps, as you can see, for our query, commercial cleaning services. And it's going to have the address, everything, but you can see the whole list is really messed up, and there are a lot of things. So what we're going to do here is, I can straight away remove this loop and use this split out node. Yeah. Okay. And now we have our search results. What we have to do, we have to split all of the items, all of the results here, because you can see results 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of the results to be as a separate items. How are we going to do that? Click the plus button, split out, and then on split out, you have to just drag and drop the results. You can see, just drag and drop the results without clicking expression here, include no other fields. And when we click it, you're going to see 20 items. Now we have in table format, all of the businesses and everything in a table format. And you can see everything now, it's much clearer. Formatted address, icon, opening hours, names, everything is here. Now what we're going to do, it's we're going to hit an HTTP request again to this place ID. So again, when we find the places, we want places all of the details. This is why we're going to use this place ID. How are we going to use that? Again, HTTP request here, just click it, and then when you come here, it's our GET request. Here it's maps, Google APIs, maps API, place details JSON. So the first one was only place texter JSON. This one is place details JSON. Here again, just choose generic credential type query auth and just choose the account that you have just created with the API key. Send query parameters using the fields below. And for query parameters, now we're going to use place ID. And just drag and drop the place ID from here, this one. Just drag and drop it so it can know which place to get. And here, fields. And what we can use is name, formatted address, formatted phone number, website, and opening hours. And that's it. These are the things that we need. Google Maps doesn't have any email included in there, so we cannot get the email straight away. And here on the options, again, follow redirects, and that's it. And now when we run this one, it's going to straight away give us the opening hours, the website of the business, the phone number of the business, and the address. This is exactly what we need. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to filter all of the places that do not have website. So on the schema result, we're just going to drag and drop website here. Just drag and drop website. And here we're going to say, if this exists, then continue. If not, filter the items. So from 20 items, let's see how many. Okay, all 20 has websites. This is really good. And what we're going to do, we're going to pin this again. Then we're going to use remove duplicates. We just say remove duplicates. And how we are using it, remove items repeated within current input. So all these 20 items, we have to compare the website. So if we have the same business came twice or 3 times, we don't want to push them into our Google Sheet. So what we're going to do is fields to compare. We're going to push website here. And when we drag and drop the website, what this going to do is it's going to compare all of these 20 items, each website. If some of them are same, just going to remove them. And we can see all of the 20 items are kept. Everything is good for now. And then what we're going to use our Google Sheet. Click the Google Sheet, append or update row in a sheet. And then we are choosing the same account that we are using since the beginning. So we have to use everywhere on here, everywhere email, same Google account. It's going to be in this Google Drive. What we are saying here, append or update a row. Document, we're going to say by ID. Here we have to, as you remember in the beginning of the workflow, we have given and sent from here the Google Sheet ID. Just come to when executed by another workflow and get the sheet ID and drag and drop it here. And then on the sheet name, we are using always sheet 1 by name because we're going to use only one sheet. So we just say sheet 1 and that's it. And mapping column mode, map each column manually. And after that column to match on, we just click URL and then values to send using to match. We're going to match all of the columns according to the URL. And where we're going to get them, we're going to get them, remove duplicates. So result website, just drag and drop here. Company name is result company name. Phone number is just phone number. And address, this formatted address. And that's it, nothing else. And then when we run this sheet, let's go to this sheet and see if it's empty. Okay, it is empty. Let's close this one. And now let's run it. And you can see that all of the 20 items are being added here. The phone numbers, addresses, everything. And then what we're going to do, again with edit fields. So again, we're gonna use edit fields. So set node. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna drag and drop the URL, the company name, phone number, address, and the next page token. So this next page token, we're gonna get it from our first HTTP request. This next page token, and just drag and drop it here, and that's it. Why we are using this token? Because here on our search we can see next page token. So this is like normal Google Maps search. It has, for example, 2 or 3 pages. So instead of 20 potential clients, we can get 60 potential clients. This is why we're going to use it like that. Let's pin this, edit fields, pin this again. And then what we are starting to do here is we're going to limit, because we are putting 20 items from our Google Sheet here, and we are putting getting out 20 items from edit fields. So we have to just reduce them to 1 item in order to run this once. Then we're going to use again limit. So on the limit, we're going to say max items 1 and first item. Here you can get it from limit, restrict number of items. Let's limit them, pin this as well. And limit is just outputting the same input that it has. Okay. Then again, we are setting here edit fields with the next page token. So set, and we are just dragging and dropping the next page token here. Why we are doing that? Because this HTTP request is going to be for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th pages. And what it's going to have is going to have a page token value here. It'll use $JSON next page token. So it doesn't matter if it's going to come from this field or if it's going to come from this not field box. If the previous executed block node is JSON page token, it's going to take it and run it and get the next page. So how are we going to use it? Here, let's run this edit. Then we have an HTTP request here, and you have to copy this method get URL maps Google APIs API place again text search JSON. Query auth is the same authentication that we have just created the API key. Send query parameters, and on the query parameters we only have to use page token. And here you are clicking expression and dragging and dropping the token from the previous node. Drop it here and here. Follow redirects. Nothing else. Let's run it. And then what it's going to output is the second page of the search plus the next page token. So as long as we have a next page token, it's going to be able to go and search and get the next page and next page. Okay, how we are using it now? We are using it in the same way that we have used it here. We're going to split out the items. So again, same thing here from the results. We just drag and drop the results and get these 20 items. How we have used it here, exactly the same. You can see if it is copied and pasted there. So splitting out, after that, this HTTP request is details of the places, get 20 details of the places, filter them. If they have a website, remove the duplicates. We don't have any duplicates. And then on Google Sheet, again, just using the same sheet, same things. We just, now you can see 23. It's just 20 because first 3 rows are filled. Let's run this and you can see 43. 20 new businesses has been added. Then here on edit fields, again, we have the same thing plus the next page token, but we are mapping it from this one, from this node, because this was the second, getting the page token from this for third page. So drag and drop this next page token here. And what is the check that we're going to do? We're going to use the if node. Here you can come and say if. We will say if, drag and drop the next page token here. If the next page token exists, it's true. It's true. We're going to limit it to 1 item. So we are just writing next page token as a name here. Exactly the same name that is here. Next page token. Next page token. Because how n8n works is, next page token from here. Go into this HTTP request. Get the data. Do everything up to here. And then if next page token exists, okay, it's going to go here. And on this one, we're going to have next page token from the second page. And then when this runs and we continue running the execution, it's going to take the token item, so the field with the same, it has the input here from the latest executed node, which is this one, because this one was executed 10 nodes ago. So it's going to take the token from this, execute, get the next page, and then on the next page, if this token still exists, it means we have more pages. Then this rotation is going to happen as many times as we have pages. Then if it's not true, so we ended all of the pages, it's going to return here 20 items or 60 items. This is why we have to limit maximum 1 item. And after that, get the rows in the sheet. So let's run it up to here, because now I cannot run it one by one. I have to run the whole workflow in order for you to show it. So we have to unpin everything. Or no, we can pin these and this and this. Yeah. Okay, let's leave this one. Execute the, it's going to come and override these, and it's going to go and search second time. Let's run the workflow up to the limit 2. Let's execute the workflow. Using an item doesn't work with pinned data. Okay, if I execute the workflow, okay, I have to ump all of the data. So we have to run the workflow from the beginning up to here. Let's say limit. You can see it's going once, one time, second page. And after that, you can see on the false branch, next page token is null. And here on the next page, the first time it had the next page token, and the second time it didn't have it. So that's it. We have 40 more items, and from here 20, we have 60 leads from one search. And here, why we are using limit? Because as you can see, when it says false, it's going to output all of the items from the last search. So we have to limit them to 1. And then we're going to use get rows in sheet. So in order to get all of these rows and all of these URLs, get rows in sheet. How you can do it? Sheet, get rows in sheet. And then inside, just choose your account again, get rows by ID, and map the ID from the beginning again. This one. So in the all workflow, you're gonna have same ID, and in the previous workflow as well. And again on sheet, just write the name by name, sheet 1. And filter, no filters, because we want all of the rows. Then we have 61 items. Okay, and as you can see, some of them are with URL email empty, so we're gonna filter them. Here, just use filter, and on the filter we can say just drag and drop the URL and say If it's not empty, then continue. If it's empty, it's going to filter them. So it filtered only 2 rows, just these 2, and we have 59 items. Then what we're going to do, we're going to loop through all of these 59 items. And how we're going to do that? 59. We're going to use loop node again. Same thing. Loop, path size 1. And then we are just connecting the filter here. When we start the loop, it's going to feed the first item. Then we're going to hit an HTTP request, just normal HTTP request. And we're going to drag and drop the URL of the web page here. Get request, web page, and on the options, just choose ignore SSL issues. And what this is going to do is, this is going to request the full web page data that they have. You can see office cleaning company, commercial cleaning, and etc. Whatever they have on this page, Hoxton commercial cleaning, we're going to have it here in HTML format. And then sometimes when we try to make a request to their page and access it, we don't have any output. This is why we're going to use the if node. Here we're going to say if, just use this if node, if JSON data, so condition, just drop the condition here. JSON data exists, and you can use this convert types when required, because this is going to ensure that we're going to have less errors. If this exists, it's true. If it doesn't exist, so we cannot access their website, it's going to go to false. And here we are using, again, to access Google Sheet and update row. We are accessing it again by this Google Sheet, sheet 1, and column to match URL. And here from the if node, so column to match URL, and from the items, we can get URL of the web page and say email is not available, contact person not available, because we cannot access their page, description not available. And that's it. Anything else, just normal thing. And everything else stay same. So we're going to have the URL of the page, we're going to have the company name, phone number, address, but we don't have any of their details like email or something. But this is only if we don't have any data from this HTTP request. And it's going to return again to our loop over items. Let's see now. We have true, so it exists. If it's true, we're going to turn it into Markdown. So plus Markdown. And what we're going to do is here we are using mode HTML to Markdown and expression, drag and drop the data from the if node. Destination key, this is what it's going to output. It's data. And I'm just using place the URLs at the bottom and just turning it on. Here you can use it, because this will ensure that when we run it, you're going to see now on the success in the bottom, we can see all of the URLs of the sub URLs of this company. And then what we are doing this Markdown, we have to see and if we can find any emails in this main page. So we have to use some code, or you can use an AI agent, but AI agent is slower and you're going to spend tokens. So we want to make everything to be free. And one more option here, you have to click retry on fail, max 3 times, and on error, continue using error output on this node. On this one as well, continue if error occurs, and on this one as well, continue if error occurs. Whenever you see this arrow on the corner of the node, you can see that it is error on error, continue on fail. This is retry on fail. This is continue on fail again. Okay, what we're going to use here? Code node, coding. And then, as you can see, I don't know JavaScript, so we're going to say this data, we're going to get this JSON. How we can copy it? Just click this bracket, copy, and you can go to ChatGPT, for example, and say, can you make a JavaScript code for n8n? I'm going to input this data, and it has to find any emails and output them. And it's going to give you something like this. You can just pause and copy this code as well. And then when I run this code, you can see these are the emails found in this website. Info, Hoxton Cleaning, all of them are same emails. Okay. And then what we are doing here, because sometimes this one is not going to find an email. We're going to say if JSON emails, so this one, we're going to just drag and drop this here. If this exists, we're going to say true. And we will go in edit fields, we will put the emails, the URL of the company from the loop over items. So from here, we're going to get the URL, the company name, phone number, address, and the emails. So we're going to set new field, emails. And from this code node, we're going to drag and drop all of the emails here. And what is this expression? It's if the emails is given this one, it's just going to write these brackets here, and that's it. It's not going to give any error. Okay, let's run it now. And we're going to have it true. We run the edit fields node. Everything is here. You can see the emails, URL, company number, address. And then we're going to say again, if emails, so this emails, because if we scrape the email and it's not valid, sometimes it can write this one. And we are checking again, if this emails does not contain these brackets, we continue. If they contain brackets, so we cannot get the email, just go back to the loop, and that's it. So let's check. Okay, we have the emails. And then we are setting again emails This is basically the same node that we have here. We just have one check, and I'm making sure that we have all of the data moved here. And then check company. What does it mean? We are making another getter to the website. Option ignore SSL again. But this time, what we are doing is we are turning it into Markdown again. So HTML to Markdown, same thing that we did before. Just drag and drop the data here. And then we have AI agent here. AI agent. We are connecting the AI agent. For brain, we are using again Mistral for free. What you're going to use CodeStral 2508. Because sometimes the medium model is giving errors, I'm going to use CodeStral this time to see how it's going to perform. You can use whatever model you choose, but this is completely free. Then what we have inside, we have defined below and prompt user message, expression, emails from this edit fields. Drag and drop the emails, URL, company name, phone number, address, and page data. Here from here from the Markdown, page data, we are just dragging and dropping this data. So we're going to have the page data in Markdown format. We're going to say require specific output format. And here on system message, you can see role. You are a B2B outreach strategist and cold email copywriting expert. You specialize in creating hyper-personalized, value-driven cold emails for business-to-business communication using persuasive frameworks, Alex Hormozzi, Cialdini, and modern outreach psychology. Your goal, analyze the company page data and metadata to understand what company does and who it serves, its product and service focus, pain points, growth bottlenecks, or missed opportunities. How automation, marketing, or AI system could make measurable impact. Use that insight to generate short business description, personalized cold email opener. The email should sound generally personalized, offer, clearly position your business beyond 120 words, and then business information. This is to be filled by the user when they use this template. So when another business uses this template, they must fill these variables. So these are the variables that you have to fill. I have filled just, for example, for us. And on the template, here you can find them. My business, description, offer, email, my CTA. That's it. But here you can see them. If you want, just pause and copy the system prompt. So business information, fill all of these. Use these values naturally in outreach email. Writing style, tone confident, warm, insightful, human, not salesy. Length, avoid filler words and etc. No emojis. And output format here, we are using emails. So it's going to use the emails. Company description, it's going to write the 2-3 sentences for what company does. Opener, the URL, best email. Best email is going to choose the best email for person. It's going to be if found a name, if not found, the company name, but in short, not full name as you would say it in conversation. And never a placeholder. An email subject of the opener. And then you copy this, JSON, require specific output format. And here on the output parser, you have to choose structured output parser. And here choose autofix format. And just paste the thing you copied here. And just connect this model to the Mistral. So if the output is not correct, Mistral is going to correct it. Let's see now what we're going to get. Okay, email this, company description. Hi, Hoxton Commercial Cleaning Team. Notice your focus on eco-clean. At Muro, we help business automate their operations, reduce environmental impact while increasing efficiency. Would you like me to show you how to stream? Best email, contact person, email subject. And we have this output. Then, again, edit fields. We are inputting the emails from here, company description from here, opener, best email, URL, contact person, and email subject. And all of these fields, we are getting them because we're going to save them into Google Sheet. And then we're using append or update row. Again, you have to map all from the beginning, the sheet ID here, and by name sheet 1. Map each column manually, column to match on, URL, and then we are using URL here, this to be matched. Email, we are writing all of the emails here, JSON email. So this one, plus the email here from the agent if you want, if not, just that. So all of the emails are going to be here. Contact person, Hoxton Commercial Cleaning. Contact person, drag and drop it from here. Company description, subject, here the subject, email subject, opener, the email opener, best email, and send, reply, or called, even we can remove them. And that's it. And then when we run it, now you can see the email, the company name, contact person, phone number, address, description of the company, subject, automating your cleaning processes, and opener, and best email. And now this sheet is becoming our client list that we can use with the next workflow on the next video that I'm going to show you. We're going to be able to start our email campaign completely for free again to use and send these ready emails to these companies. And after that, we're going to see if they have replied, if the email has been sent, if their reply is positive or negative, or if we call them, everything is going to be automatically. And then when we save the email again, we just get this to the beginning of the loop. So this is the full loop. It's getting the URL. See if the URL is accessible or not. If it's not accessible, delete, update the sheet. If it's accessible, get and try to get emails. If we get the emails, okay, go forward. If we don't get the emails, just delete the company from our list. If we get the email, check the company description. After that, write the personalized opener, subject, and company description, save them. And this is the full workflow and how it is running. Now, let me execute the workflow and leave it run so we can see how all of these companies, one by one, they're going to be ready for our email campaign and start sending them emails. Now it's going to write them. And okay, it has started to write. You can see the second one, Dazzle. Third one, JJJ. I noticed your commitment. Okay, one was deleted. Third one, this one hasn't got any high easy clean. This one hasn't got any, let's see. And you can see here, for example, the websites that do not exist with data. Now, when we finish the workflow, I'm going to show you straight away how they have been handled. And for each one, you can see we help business to automate their operations to reduce waste, increase efficiency because they are sustainable. For the other one, we say that about marketing and operations. For the other ones, we say optimize operations. For others, we say, again, marketing and operations, streamline their operations with AI-powered automation and etc. Everything one by one, it's going in. And this is completely with free tools. So we are using the Google Maps API completely for free. We are using Mistral for free. We are using n8n for free if it's local hosted. This is why this 6-video series that I'm doing right now, it's for full beginners and people who want to start freelancing to have all of the needed tools, as I have requested a couple of times in my Muro AI Academy community, that they've been asking me to use some models for free, to use and build some AI agents for free that they can test, they can use, they can integrate with some databases like Supabase and Excel. My goal was to fulfill these requests and to show people how they can build this type of automations for free and even to sell them. So this automation can sell itself. You can market this type of automation with this automation, if you get me right. Okay, we are almost done. And sometimes, because I haven't included mine, this is not good. Best, your name. It leaves a place to put my name, which, yeah, regards my AI, but sometimes it makes this mistake. So we check them. And now, as you can see, we have run everything. Workflow is done. With one search, we have, if we remove these 45 new leads ready with opener emails, their addresses, phone numbers, and everything. What we can do is to send them an email. If they don't answer in one day, we can call their phone number and say, we have sent you an email. If you are interested, please check in. And this way we can offer our automations to all type of businesses from Google Maps completely for free. And so here you can see 4 items. Let me show you from the if one, 4 items in total. Here you can see a request web page. It's an error, stack error not found. Okay, if it's not found, you can straight away say unable to reach email, everything here. We just say not available, not available. And here, what we say is if the emails found, go in. If haven't been found, get the rows with URL again. So from our items, we are getting the URL of the, and we are getting the row of the company that we haven't been able to find their emails. And here we are delete rows. So here, sheet with document delete, again, the same ID, same sheet. And to delete rows, start row number. We just use the row number from the previous node that we get because we know we haven't been able to get their emails. So we cannot make an email campaign with them. We cannot send them. So the row number, we drag and drop it here, and we say number of rows to delete 1, and we just delete in the row, and that's it, and we continue again. And this is the full workflow and how you can set it up. Then if you want to download this workflow for free, and this one as well, because this is the first part of the workflow, this is the second part, you can come to Muro AI Automation Hub from the link below. It's a free community. You can go to YouTube Video Vault, and when you see the title of the video, just go, and next to the video, you're going to see the files of the workflows and SOP, how to set it up. So you can straight away download them for free. And if you want to dive deep and learn more about AI automation, learn how to build automations like this for your businesses or for yourself, you can join Muro AI Academy. What we have here is a really good community. So you're going to get a course from zero to first workflow that you can learn AI automation, how to think like automator in 38 lessons, 6 modules, and every lesson has an assignment you have to post in the community, and I'm checking them and giving feedback to every lesson assignment. And also, when you finish this course, the next step is to get your first case studies and client. Here on course 2 that I'm still building, you're going to create your simple website or profile and portfolio. You're going to land your 2 to 3 case studies with testimonials, and when you get them, either you're going to start email campaign or you can use your social profiles to land your first paying clients. Here you're going to find our call recordings. We have live calls every week that you can ask your questions. Here on the templates, you can see, for example, a template, how we can use this template, what client problem it solves, how it works, main benefits, and also the client pitch pack best fit businesses, where to find the businesses, and how you can try it today. So straight away, you can use these templates in your portfolio. And we have, I'm trying to find some discount codes, and I'm including here prompts. You can build your custom GPTs in order to help you in your AI automation journey. And this is going to be it from me. Thank you very much.